All right. Beautiful day out there. Hey. Incredible place this is, eh? How many people here are from Kanab? Maybe half here. Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to sing, the very first song that I'm going to sing for you is the song that they say I rode back in on, because for those of you who weren't here last night, who saw my show last night, a little over 20 years ago I started in this business, and about 2004, when I looked like I was going to have a great career in Australia in country music, life threw a lot of hurdles at us. There was drought and there was family sickness, and I had to leave the industry. And in 2012, I came back to it, and country music had changed a lot. But I just knew I didn't care what was happening. I didn't care what people thought I should be playing. I just thought, here's a style of country music which I love and I thought was missing. Me as a listener for 8 years, sitting on the other side of the fence, wondering what the heck happened to country music. I was gone. So I thought, I'm going to make my comeback and maybe bring back that style of country music which I love. And my influences have been Randy Travis and George Strait and Alan Jackson, and just through that late 80s, 90s, that was when I fell in love with country music, and that's the style which I love to play. So a song came my way that I didn't write. I am a writer, but this particular song I didn't write. But I just thought this was going to be a song that was going to say, this is what I'm about. This is the kind of person I am, and this is the kind of music I'm going to play, and I'm going to keep playing it for as long as I possibly can. And it gave me my very first number one hit in Australia. Went number one on every chart, and it was called This Here Cowboy, which was the title track of the album. Cowboys got a reputation for straight whiskey, one-night relations. Their sad songs and the fool's gold he's chasing, bare-fisted fight. They say he ain't much on forever. His old heart is tougher than leather. Lord knows a woman deserves better, so he just rides. Everybody thinks a cowboy won't let you hold him too long. Restless as hell to cut another trail, saddle up and get gone. Just like the sun, he'll warm you, and sooner or later he'll leave you, holding your heart in your hands while he rides off over that hill. This here cowboy, this here cowboy, baby, this here cowboy never will. It ain't like the ride has ended. Truth be known, it's just beginning. 'Cause the sweet love that you keep giving sets me free. I've still got the spirit of a rambler, the true grit of a riverboat gambler. And I'll reach that sunset I'm after, with you next to me. Everybody thinks a cowboy won't let you hold him too long. Restless as hell to cut another trail, saddle up and get gone. Just like the sun, he'll warm you, sooner or later he'll leave you, holding your heart in your hands while he rides off over that hill. This here cowboy, this here cowboy, baby, this here cowboy never will. Mr. Russell Wolfenstein. Just like the sun, he'll warm you, and sooner or later he'll leave you, holding your heart in your hands while he rides off over that hill. This here cowboy, this this here cowboy, baby, this here cowboy never will. You know I never will. Thank you. Thank you. Right, I'm going to do a song for you now that was going to be the title track of that particular album, that comeback album. And I guess it's just a song about meeting the love of your life. As a lot of us fellas did, we were on our way home from work and stumbled into a bar and wasn't looking for love but found it. And that's how it happened for me. I didn't want to, not that I was... turning or anything, but at that point I'd been in quite a few relationships and I wasn't really looking for love, and that's kind of when I found it, like they say. And this was nearly going to be the title track of the album because this song's called Am I Crazy? And I thought, coming back to this business, well, am I crazy coming back and doing this again? But I guess it's worked out. I've come all the way to Kanab from doing it, so it's worked out all right. Started out like any other day before. Traffic work, traffic home, really nothing more. Stopped off to have a drink or two, and I met you. I've been thrown by some pretty wild horses, but this is all brand new. Not the kind of sort of thing I ever thought I'd do. Dusting off my hat, shining up my cowboy boots. Never saw me in the Friday night neon lights, dancing with one woman for the rest of my life. Well, am I crazy? Maybe. Called your number, then I hang up the phone. Call again and say, hey, what's going on? Get nervous when you walk in the room. I'm over the moon. Slam bam, when I wasn't even looking, I walked into you. It's not the kind of sort of thing I ever thought I'd do. Dusting off my hat, shining up my cowboy boots. Never saw me in the Friday night neon lights, dancing with one woman for the rest of my life. Well, am I crazy? Maybe, baby, for you. I've always been the one to leave by dawn, but this time I'm too far gone. It's not the kind of sort of thing I ever thought I'd do. Dusting off my hat, shining up my cowboy boots. Never saw me in the Friday night neon lights, dancing with one woman for the rest of my life. Am I crazy? Maybe, maybe, baby, for you. Thank you. When I was absent from country music, let's just put it that way, couldn't make enough money. It was like I said, drought was upon us, and I couldn't really make enough money off the farm to support us all, because I got to look after my dad as well. And yeah, just couldn't make enough money out of it all, and wasn't playing the music anymore. And I met a builder, and I went away just casually working on building sites for about maybe 4 or 5 years. That's where I learnt to drive machinery. Now, I guess back home, I'm that go-to guy. If something goes wrong anywhere in the district, they give us a call, and from fixing a fence to burying a cow, or whatever, they give us a call. And so I've got machinery now at home, and I guess I could have concentrated on that, and for a while I did try to concentrate on making some money out of that, but just something was missing, and it was country music. But in that time, we were building these big fancy houses. I mean, for people with a lot of money, and building their second or their third holiday house. These elaborate mansions with underground saunas and stuff, crazy stuff like that. You only dream of when you think of that stuff when you've got too much money, too much time on your hands, I think. But I'd always thought, geez, wouldn't it be great to have that big house on the hill one day? And after being involved in all that, I don't think I want to know anything about it. We live in a pretty simple little weatherboard house in the bottom of that valley where I live, so we're at the opposite end of the spectrum, and we usually just running on the smell of an oily rag. And I guess that's why I'm over here trying to get things happening, because I just can't get it happening enough in Australia. And I was getting a good response from people on YouTube and Facebook over here in America saying, hey, we like what you do. So that's why I came over here originally to have a look. But this is just a song for, and I think most of us here are just good working class folks. This song called Blue Collarville. Work the shift of a weeknight, I bust my back through the day. A loving wife back at home with a family to raise. And she's the rock that never stops, doing all she can. And in return, all she asks for is the love of her man. Down here in Blue Collarville, far from those mansions on the hill, sunset and we're working still. Overtime is a daily drill, but at the end of the day, I think it would be hard to trade this life I feel down here in Blue Collarville. Sure could use me a new truck, I guess the one God gets me by. Can't seem to get out of debt, no matter how hard I try. Resign myself to the fact, what I've got's all I've got. Integrity still intact, I've sure given it a shot. Down here in Blue Collarville, far from those mansions on the hill, sunset and we're working still. Overtime is a daily drill, but at the end of the day, I think it would be hard to trade this life I feel down here in Blue Collarville. Oh, it ain't the dream I dreamed, ain't exactly where I thought I'd be. Guess this is my destiny, hard work and living honestly. Down here in Blue Collarville, far from those mansions on the hill, Sunset and we're working still. Overtime is the daily drill. But at the end of the day, I think it would be hard to trade this life I feel down here in blue-collarville. This life for Phil down here in blue-collarville. Thank you. I'm just changing the setup here. I just felt like I needed to do this song. I haven't done it for a while, so I hope I don't forget it because you're all going to know it, and I don't want to mess it up. So I'll do my best. You know, I guess this is pretty cool coming here for me because as a kid, you know, growing up and just watched nothing but Western movies. You know, so sit there with my dad and watch the Saturday matinee movies on the television. And yes, they were black and white when I was a little tyke, but you know, watching them old movies that were probably filmed right around here. Hoping one day I might grow up and be a cowboy. And you know, now I'm living that life. I've got a cattle ranch back in Australia, and so that's what we do, and I'm not doing this. And I think it's just, yeah, pretty amazing that now I'm over here in the place where I was shooting those movies I was watching as a little kid, dreaming to be that. So I think I heard this song played at the True Willie show last night, but I'm going to sing My Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys. I grew up a-dreaming of being a cowboy, loving the cowboy ways, pursuing the life, my high-riding heroes. I burned up my childhood days. I learned all the rules of a modern day drifter. Don't you hold on to nothing too long. Just take what you need from the ladies, then leave them with the words of a sad country song. My heroes have always been cowboys, and they still are, it seems, sadly in search of one stepping back on themselves and their slow-moving dreams. Well, cowboys are special, with their own brand of misery from being alone too long. You could die from the cold, the arms of a nightmare, knowing well your best days are gone. Taking up hooks instead of my pen, I let the words of my youth fade away. Old worn out saddles, old worn out memories with no one, no place to stay. My heroes have always been cowboys, and they still are, it seems, sadly in search of one stepping back on themselves and their slow-moving dreams. Sadly in search of one stepping back on themselves and their slow-moving dreams. Thank you. That is a great song. All right. We might liven this thing up a little bit. Might do it back one. This is a song that was written by my producer. The last album I came across here to cut it in Nashville, and it was a great songwriter, friend of mine, Jerry Salley. He's just an incredible writer and a great producer. Probably known better in the bluegrass and the gospel worlds, but just still a great country producer and writer as well. And he wrote this song that I released as a single off the Cowboys and Sunsets album back in Australia, and it did pretty good, made top 10. It's called If That's What Love Was. If love was a rain cloud, I'd stand in the storm. I'd brave the thunder just to feel it pour. If that's what love was, and if love was a rocket, I'd shoot for the stars, rope the moon with a lasso. Yeah, I'd go that far. That's what love was. Rain can flood and it just might. It's a chance I'd take tonight just to feel the lightning strike. That's what love was. There's one thing that I have learned. Sometimes rockets crash and burn. Jump on board and take my turn. If that's what love was. If love was a sailboat, I'd cruise around all day. I'd float in the moonlight, ride out the waves. If that's what love was. And if love was a guitar, I'd tune it up right, hold it like a baby, and play it all night. If that's what love was. Sailboats, they run out of wind. You gotta hold on till it blows again. Patiently I'd wait till then. That's what love was. And those guitars make you wanna sing. Break your heart like they break a string. What I'd hear to hear one ring. If that's what love was. If love was a race, a lot more folks would finish. If love was easy, we'd still be in it. If love was a rain cloud, wanna feel it pour. And if love was a rocket, I'd get on board. And if love was a sailboat, I'd ride the waves. And if love was a guitar, I wanna hear it play. If that's what love was, that's what love was, that's what love was. Thank you. Thank you. You like hearing the original songs? Yeah? All right, I'll do another one for you then. Well, sometimes people wonder whether I'm just sort of pulling on a pair of Wrangler jeans and a hat, and they wonder if it's for real or not. So when it came time to make a new album, I thought it's better set things straight, and I wrote a song called Ain't No Suit. And I wrote it really, really quickly, but I think it's possibly You know, I think it's probably one of the better songs that I've written, so we'll see what you think. Hopefully I set things straight with it. An old man walked up to me, moving kinda slow. Said, son, you sure look the part. But did you really ride those horses through the winter snow? Or is it just part of the show? And I said, this ain't no suit, I wear these boots every day of my life. And this old hat, it ain't no act, I wear it with pride. Oh, and when I sang of loving her, I meant every word. Just as sure as I drove those cattle to that mountain spur. When you sing of fencing, can you work an old crowbar? Can you tie a figure eight? Do you really truly love her all the way to those scars? Would you really go that far? And I said, this ain't no suit, I wear these boots every day of my life. This old hat, it ain't no act, I wear it with pride. Oh, and when I sang of loving her, I meant every word. Just as sure as I drove those cattle to that mountain spur. Into my eyes when I say to you, this ain't no suit, I wear these boots every day of my life. This old hat, it ain't no act, yeah, I wear it with pride. Oh, and when I sang of loving her, I meant every word. And I surely drove those cattle to that mountain spur. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I'm not sure how we're running for time here today, and I'm sure how long I've got to play, to be honest. 2 more songs, you reckon? 1 more song? Jesus.
We have a request.
Yeah. Would you play that song again, Red, White, and Blue?
I don't know. It didn't go down very well last night, so I thought I might just scrap that one. I tell you, when that was an amazing response last night. I was very overwhelmed when that happened, I've got to say. All right, I'll do that song for you now. How's about that? All right. They fight for the red, the white, and the blue, for all of our children, for me and for you, for a way of life we're accustomed to. Oh, they died so we live under red, white, and blue. don't think they died to sell off our land to a man from afar who don't understand. Was it all for nothing? Did their blood stain the sand for us just to give up and throw up our hands? Will you fight for the red, the white and the blue, for all that it stands for and what it's given you? When the wolves at your door, what will you do? Will you stand up and fight for old red, white, and blue? You sleep at night, so safe from harm, while another on night watch is standing their guard, thinking of home, looking up at those stars with a rifle in hand and their loved ones in heart. Will you fight for the red, the white and the blue, for all of our children, for me and for you? When the wolves at your door, what will you do? Will you stand up and fight for old red, white and blue? Mess with my flag, I'm telling you, you'll feel the might of the red, white, and the blue. Thank you. Don't be messing with the red, white, and blue, whether it's Australia or the US. We'll kick your ass. I know that you guys have got stuff happening in this country and the same things happening in our country, and I don't know, we're all getting jack of it. We want this on, and that song's just for me to pay tribute to the people who have died for the way that we do live today. I think a lot of people take that for granted and they've forgotten, and so that's my little reminder not to forget. And that I appreciate that, you know, everybody from this country and our country and all the Allied forces that have died for freedom. And that's what that song's about. So.
You've just been adopted by the USA. Yes, you have. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, what have we got? We got time for one more song?
One more song.
All right. I was going to do Let's Get Out of Here, but you know, we might do Out on the Farm. All right. Now, this song gave me my very first #1 hit in Australia that I'd written. So my first #1 hit was This Here Cowboy. And look, not only, like I'd only been back in the game 3 or 4 months. I had my first #1 hit. At the end of that year, they announced that it was the biggest hit. Like statistically, it was the biggest hit on Australian country music radio. 2 years later, Out on the Farm, which is a song I'm about to sing for you, went #1. My first written #1 hit, solely written. And it became the biggest song of 2014, the most played song on country music radio once again in Australia. So I went 2 for 2 with the 2 biggest hits of 2 different years, and I just thought, well, that was a nice little welcome back to country music. I guess they do like country music still after all. But this is just a simple song, and it's probably a good little insight into where I live. We live on an area called the Southern Tablelands of New South Wales in Australia. And like I said, it's cattle country. It's nice sort of rolling hills and beautiful trees, and 4 seasons. You know, it's hot as hell in summer and cold in winter, and you know, spring, and we call it autumn. You guys call it fall, but you know, definite 4 seasons. So it's a great place to live. great place to raise kids and cattle. And my kids just love getting around, as I'm sure kids do here, getting on their little Pee-wee 50s, you know, when they first started riding motorbikes on the little Pee-wees, little Yamahas, and just ripping around the countryside. And now they're getting bigger and bigger bikes and managed to rip up more countryside. I think I'm going to need to put like something just behind the bike that drops seed as they drive around, so ploughing up the paddocks with them bikes. Anyway, they're good kids. They're a handful. They're good kids. I remember I did a show. I don't want to ramble on too long because I'm cutting into someone else's time now. But, you know, I did a show in my hometown, which I don't do very often. And I got this Facebook message from this lady, and she said, you know, I really love the show, but, you know, I was really, you know, there's something that was just really quite annoying all night. You know, these kids were running around all night causing havoc. And I said, well, you know what? They were my kids, and they can do whatever the hell they want. Anyway, so this is just, you know, there is a music video for this. You'll have a look on YouTube. You'll find the music video for this. So you'll see the big back porch. I don't want to go into another story, but I'm going to tell this very quickly. I was going to build a little landing for my wife to walk out. Well, I shouldn't. It sounds a bit sexist, but you know, my wife. She said, "Can you build me just this little landing to walk out the back door of our house, get down the stairs without, you know, dropping the laundry basket and hang it on the washing line?" And so this little 1x1 meter, well, you know, 3x3 foot little deck landing turned into, I'm trying to convert it to feet, but anyway, it's 18 metres. It's about as wide. It's nearly as big as that area there. So this little area to walk out with a washing basket to get down the stairs ended up in an area about that big. And the kids ride their bikes around on that. You know, it's big enough for that. So we have some good parties, good barbecues. So, and you'll see that in the music video. And it's just a song about people dropping in for a coffee or dropping in for a beer and just whatever. You know, neighbours just drop in. Sometimes you want them to. Sometimes you don't. You just hope that, you know, they don't notice that you're home. But anyway, this one's called Out on the Farm. Thanks very much for coming and listening to us today too. I'm having an absolute blast here in Kanab. All right. See them little tykes going round and round on their motorbikes, tearing off the ground, having them some fun, way we used to do. And all of us folk sitting on the porch, drinking cold beer, making small talk, soaking up the sun in the afternoon. That's the way things are way out here. Friends drop by with a six-pack of beer. The kettle's always on, and if you just want to chew my ear, watch the kids run wild like we did as a child out on the farm. Deals are made with the shake of a hand. Man lives by the laws of the land, and his words as strong as those skies are blue. Children splash in a water hole, fishing for trout is good for the soul, and right or wrong will work the whole day through. That's the way things are way out here. Friends drop by with a six-pack of beer. The kettle's always on, and if you just want to chew my ear, watch the kids run wild like we did as a child out on the farm. That's the way things are way out here. Friends drop by with a six-pack of beer. The kettle's always on, and if you just want to chew my ear, watch those kids run wild, yeah, like we did as a child out on the farm. Watch the kids run wild, like we did as a child out on the farm. Thank you. Russell Wolfenstein.
Mr.
Thanks, man.
Roo Arcus, ladies and gentlemen, give him
Thanks very
a
much.
hard hardy. He came all the way from Australia to sing for you. Let's hear it again. Yes, yes.